Is this true about Randy Orton? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you whether or not it is true and why it's so significant when we come to this discussion, because Randy Orton is one of WWE's biggest stars, arguably one of their biggest stars of the last 2 decades or in history, if you want to look at it like that. Some people think he's justifiably rated. Some people think he's overrated. And as we're going to find out, one star thinks that he's extremely underrated to the point where I think he's gone overboard with this statement. And it brings into a bigger topic because Randy Orton was part of the infamous 2002 OVW class. You had Brock Lesnar, you had John Cena, Shelton Benjamin, and more. Dave Bautista. So many top guys that would go on to become absolute legends, studs in the history of the wrestling business and WWE. Randy Orton, a guy that was groomed under the leadership of Triple H and Ric Flair, just like Dave Bautista. And while everyone thought Randy Orton was going to be the big top star, it actually turned out to be a young buck named John Cena, who was the prototype, nearly fired, turned into a rapper, was legitimately Vanilla Ice, and became their biggest star. Randy Orton, though, he was his counterproduct. He was his counter guy. He was his biggest rival. In my opinion, Randy Orton, John Cena, that is the biggest feud to come out of that class. And for Randy and for Cena, 2 of their biggest rivals. I would love to know who you think is better than that. Now, with Randy Orton, look, he's been around for over 2 decades. He's done it all. He's headlined WrestleMania. He's won multiple world championships. He's wrestled the who's who. Arguably, though, one of his better feuds came in 2005 with The Undertaker. They did a series of matches. If you have not seen their WrestleMania 21 match, I highly recommend it, as well as Hell in a Cell that year. Fantastic. Now, as Randy Orton, he is currently involved with an alliance with Kevin Owens and undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes. A lot of people, including myself, believe that we are getting a lot closer to a Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes feud than we are away from it, considering that Randy was a guy that helped groom Cody early on in his pro wrestling career. It's a built-in storyline. And as Randy Orton tries to chase down that infamous number 16 world title reigns, I think it leads to a discussion. And this discussion is this. So DDP did a recent interview and made some very interesting comments. So he did an interview with Drinks with Johnny, that podcast. He praised Orton for still being as good as he once was and called him the most underrated mega superstar of all time. That's what he had to say. I love Randy Orton, and I love the fact that he took it to another level. He did versions of crap that I could never do that he did. I think Randy Orton is, how do I even say this, the most underrated mega superstar of all time. He then went on and said, Randy is so proven that the first of all of his looks unbelievable, and he's healthy as hell, and that surgery, I guess, really worked for him. I'm a huge mark for him as everything. From the look, the size, the talk, the work, the aggressiveness, the intensity. I mean, like, he's the most underrated superstar of all time. I mean, Randy Orton very could be on the freaking Mount Rushmore. So a lot to break down and a lot of truth. First of all, is he on the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling? So this is an opinionated topic. It's a debatable thing. There's not a right or wrong answer. It's out of 4 guys, who is the greatest of all time across the board? Success, drawing ability, in-ring work, promo work, etc., right? Your Hulk Hogan's, your Ric Flairs, your Rock, your Austins, your Cenas, those types of guys, Shawn Michaels, those types of guys are on that Mount Rushmore. First of all, no, Randy Orton is not on that Mount Rushmore. He's not better than Austin, Rock, Hogan, Shawn, Flair. You can go down the list, right? He's not. He's just not. In regards to, is he the most underrated mega superstar of all time? I would say so. Look, the only knock that I have on Randy Orton is he's not necessarily the draw that everyone wants to make him as. I mean, we've just seen that with the October 8th NXT show in St. Louis. They were going to run a bigger venue. They had Randy Orton front and center on the marquee marketing, all right, hometown kid coming back, and they struggled to sell tickets, and so they had to move it to a smaller arena. So in terms of drawing ability, no, Randy Orton is not in that spot. Now, in terms of most underrated mega superstar of all time, let's break this down for a minute. Is he a mega star? Does he move when I think of megastars, I think of Austin, Rock, Cena, Roman, Rick, Hogan, those types of guys. Your Becky Lynch's, your Charlotte Flairs. When you put a name on a marquee, when you say, hey, this person is going to be showing up on this show, do they move tickets? When this person is advertised, hey, this person is going to be on TV, do the ratings go up? When they're mentioned on social media, does engagement go up? Do they sell a lot of merch? Is he a megastar? I go back and forth on this because on one way, yes, he moves merch, and yes, he moves, social media traffic, and he does somewhat move ratings. Ticket sales, not so much, so it's hard to say. I would say just from a legacy standpoint, an accomplishment standpoint, the feuds that he's had, the rivalries that he had, the matches that he's had, I would consider him a megastar, but on a lower tier. So I'm going to say that this is true, that he is the most underrated megastar, because I don't view him as the same way as a Cena or a Roman or a Hogan or a Flair or a Rock or an Austin. So he's a megastar, but he's on the lower tier. So this is true, what DDP had to say about Randy Orton. Now, Randy Orton is a guy that he's feuded with Triple H, and he's feuded with Dave Bautista, and he's feuded with John Cena, and he's feuded with Roman, and he's feuded with Brock. That infamous match with Brock where he got busted open hard way because of the elbows, because we're barbaric. But yes, in that sense, yes, this is true. Look, I respect an opinion from DDP. DDP is a very underrated guy in himself. Started in the business late in life, was able to overcome that stigma of being an older wrestler, being able to break through in WCW, becoming a top star in himself. I think he was just over the hump in terms of in-ring physicality and ability. Once he got to WWE, Vince doesn't like older wrestlers in general, so I don't think he ever got a fair shot. And of course, the horrific stalker angle with The Undertaker and his wife Sarah, that did not help things whatsoever. Randy Orton, is he a bona fide Hall of Famer? Of course. Is he going to win the world title and do it multiple times over and break John Cena and Ric Flair's world title record? No. I've talked about that in a previous video. Look, he's been pushed as a top guy under Triple H, but he's not been pushed as the same as once he was under Vince. I don't know if we ever actually get another world title reign out of Randy Orton, and that's not a bad thing. You can still be booked as a top star in big wins, picking them up in victories, without having to win the championship, right? It's all about consistency, wins, and strong booking. You don't have to be the champion. If that's the case, The Miz, he's been WWE champion 2 times, and both times horrifically booked. Like, he's a horrible WWE champion, but he's a great utility guy, so that's why he's booked the way he is. Let me know down in the comments there below whether or not you agree with this. Is this true about Randy Orton? I would say so.